Hi, my name is Ryan Skalnick, and today I will be talking about the socio impact sports have on the youth of America. This study was designed to analyze the similarities and the differences of young adults that have not grown up playing sports. Specifically, the study seeks to answer these three questions: Does playing sports competitively give you an advantage in the real world? What are the key lessons learned through sports, and what traits seem to be the most commonly acquired? And what are the key differences in individuals with athletic background versus individuals with non-athletic backgrounds? Um, I commissioned this study of the impact of sports at the request of Professor Turner, and I just want to preface this with saying I have obviously grown up playing sports. I play here at Missouri State, and when we got this topic, I really thought about what I wanted to research, and I found that if I am blessed with a child one day, I want to know whether or not it's going to be a big deal if I raise them in a competitive environment, and whether putting them in sports will be beneficial, or whether it will or will not be beneficial. And so that's mainly the reason I conducted this study. Um, Sports have obviously been around for forever, and we can trace sports back as far as we can trace civilization. Obviously, sports have come a long way over the years, but many central themes are the same, and there are two central themes that I want to start out talking about that 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 seem to be in every sport, or every athletic event, every form of competition there possibly is. Um, Whether it be, I even participated in band for a couple of years, and even in the band, you still have meets that you go to, and there still is competition. So I'm not saying that athletics are the only form of competition, the only way that you can um, learn these traits, but some type of competition, just not putting yourself in a non-competitive atmosphere for your whole life, and really challenging yourself by doing something that doesn't just come easy. Um, the first theme that I want to talk about is that sports obviously provide a theme of entertainment. Um, Over the years, sports were used as a way to distract people of countries from real world issues, and to give them a way to not think about those real world issues, even if it's just for a little bit, but really let them enjoy themselves and enjoy um, two people in competition. Over the years, what really sticks out to me is in ancient Rome, the way they had the gladiators fight, and this was, I mean, this is they made it such a big deal that the people of the country didn't even worry about anything hardly besides these gladiator fights, and this was very manipulative of the government, because they didn't want the people of the country focusing on what they were doing, but they wanted them to focus on these gladiator fights, and that's the way sports even are today. Sports are the biggest form of entertainment. If you look at TV, the most TV the most times the most time that people tune in is for major sporting events such as the Super Bowl or the World Series. These are some of the biggest events in, I mean, all of TV, and that's because sports do provide some of the greatest entertainment. Um, because you can't script it, and there's just certain scenarios that play themselves out that you could never dream of them happening until you watch this sporting event. The second prominent theme is obviously competition, as I was saying earlier. Competition is what makes sports so exciting. Competition is what makes people better. Competition is really what makes competition is the reason why sports make people grow and mature. And as I'm going to tell you in a little bit, competition is what makes it's what makes people better, not only on the sporting field, but it gives them better tools that they learn through competition. Traits that they're able to gain that they wouldn't be able to receive in any other way, rather than if they were put into competition. Um, the first um, the first central theme I want to talk about, the one big trait you can gain through competition, as I was saying, but specifically sports in general, is just overcoming adversity. Sports put people in adverse situations and provide teaching moments that are unique and build character. I believe this to be 100% true. I feel like sports pit you against one another, your team versus the other team, or you versus someone else if you're more of an individual activity. And this is unique because we live in a world today that adversity and competition is something that lots of people shy away from, and I don't think that this is good for the future of America, because overcoming adversity is something that is huge, because you face adversity every day, and if we teach ourselves just to shy away from it, then we are not going to be prepared on how to handle ourselves come at a time in our life when, if we're in a job and we're facing adversity, what we just shy away from it. No, sports give great teaching moments on how to handle the adversity with our coaches, obviously, and it just gives a great chance to learn, and for children to be able to get these teaching moments that they will remember for the rest of their lives, and that will really stick with them if it helps them overcome adversity in a game. The second point I'm going to talk about is the way sports can initiate friendships and increase social skills. This is where I was able to find the majority of my real research to back up what I was saying. There was a study conducted at the University of Michigan, specifically by Dr. Jackson, that showed that physical activity actually did lead to leadership skills, as well as empathetical skills. And Dr. Jackson was quoted as saying, "It seems that physical activity through team sports and exercise classes may have benefits beyond physical fitness. These findings suggest that children who develop leadership and empathy towards others are more likely to care about their own health." And it just shows that these two tie together, and that's so important to me, because I feel like you can't have as this report's showing, the one goes right with the other, and it shows that participating in a team really, it increases social skills, such as, like, it increases the children's ability just to talk to one another, but it also increases their empathetical skills, as it was talking about, and it really it starts giving a genuine care for taking care of your teammates and doing what's best, not just for you in a selfish manner, but doing what's best for your team in general. And I feel like that's very important in the world today, is obviously the higher-ups of the future of America. We don't want them to be self-absorbed. We want them to be team players, and we want them to care. We want the people that are in charge of us to care about the way we feel, and doing what's best not only for them but also for us. And this is obviously showing that through sports these things are taught, and that's just super important to me. And third and finally, the last point I want to make, the last trait that I see lots of people in sports gaining is the competitive edge. And children that participate in athletics become confident in their skills and do not shy away from competition. And this is huge. This is absolutely one of the biggest points, I feel like, because in today's society, there's lots of times when we're told that to shy away from competition, and that everyone is equal, and we need to just everybody love everybody, and nobody's better than anyone. But if we look at the way that our country is set up, that's absolutely not true at all. The people who graduate with the highest GPAs from the most prestigious schools are always the ones that end up with the best jobs. And this is I feel like this is another way to say this would just be not settling. I feel like that's one of the biggest things that me personally, if I have a child, I never want them to settle. I never want them to just settle for how good they could how good they are. I want them to challenge themselves to be the best they can be every single day when they, whether they're going to school or whether they're playing a sport or whether one day when they get a job. Just every day, I feel like it's very important that if everybody goes out and does their best every single day, then our society is going to be much better as a whole. And that's very important to me. And I feel like that's that the third and final trait, that competitive edge, I feel like is probably, in my opinion, one of the most important. So to conclude, on the basis of these findings, I recommend that parents get their kids involved in athletics or physical activity that promote competition in order to challenge them and make them fill their free time with self-improving activities. And that's what it's all about, is just doing something that's going to make you better every single day. And if sports are going to make you better in one way or another, then I hope that you will agree with me that sports are a great way to provide our children with these traits and as I said, fill their free time with self-improving activities that are going to make them better and are going to make them more active and are going to really benefit them in a multitude of ways. Thank you for watching.